Hello grade 9 students. Today we'll explain in Unit 1, Chapter 1, Structure of the Atom. This figure shows the structure of the atom. Atom is composed of two parts, the nucleus and the electron cloud. The electron cloud is composed of shells or levels. These shells or levels contain electrons. Electrons are the negatively charged particles. Each dot here represents an electron, whereas the nucleus contains the particles which they are positively charged particles and the uncharged particles. The positively charged particles are protons and the uncharged particles, they are neutrons. Protons and neutrons form nucleons. As a conclusion, atom is composed of nucleus, electron cloud. Nucleus contains nucleons. Nucleons are protons, which are positively charged particles, and neutrons, which are uncharged particles. And the electron cloud, which contains electrons. Electrons are negatively charged particles. Here there is a list of the fundamental atomic particles and their characteristics. The fundamental atomic particles are protons, neutrons, electrons. Protons and neutrons are found inside the nucleus, whereas electrons are found in the electron cloud outside the nucleus. Protons are positively charged particles, neutrons are uncharged particles, and electrons are negatively charged particles. Protons, its symbol is B+. Neutrons, the symbol is N and above it 0. And the electrons, its symbol is E-. Whereas the relative charge of the proton is equal to +1. And the neutron is equal to 0, whereas the relative charge of electron is equal to -1. We should know that the mass of protons equal mass of neutrons, and not the number of protons equal number of neutrons. The mass of protons equal mass of neutrons equal 1.67 times 10 power minus 27 kilogram. But the mass of electrons is very small. It's smaller than mass of protons. Also, we should know an important note, which is in a neutral atom, the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. So, the number of positively charged particles is equal to the number of negatively charged particles. Thus, atom is electrically neutral. Whereas, when this atom gains or loses electrons, this means that the number of electrons either increases or decreases. Thus, this atom becomes an ion. Then, in an ion, the number of protons is different than the number of electrons. Here is the nuclide of an atom. It is made up of X, which is the symbol, A, which is the mass number, it is written capital, Z, also it's written capital letter, it is the atomic number. Any atom is symbolized by the nuclide XZA, where X is the symbol of the atom, A is the mass number, Z is the atomic number equal to number of protons, And since atom is electrically neutral, so Z is equal to the number of electrons. And we should know the rule that A equals Z plus N. A, which is the mass number, Z, which is equal to the atomic number, equal number of protons, equal number of electrons, since atom is electrically neutral, plus N. N هي number of neutrons. This means that A is equal to the number of nucleons. What do we mean by nucleons? In the first slide, nucleons means protons plus neutrons. Also, we should know that the mass number is without unit. Mass number doesn't have unit, whereas atomic mass is with unit. What do we mean by atomic mass? Atomic mass is A, this A. But this A with A.mu, or U, which is the unit of the atomic mass. This A with this unit form the atomic mass. Example, the mass number of sodium Na is 23, whereas the atomic mass of sodium is 23A.M.U or 23U. This example shows the nuclide of helium atom. Its symbol H capital E small. Its mass number is equal to A equal 4 without unit. Its atomic number is equal to 2 equal Z equal number of protons equal number of electrons. So the composition of helium atom is XHE, the symbol. A is the mass number equal to 4 without unit. Z is the atomic number equal number of protons equal number of electrons equal to Y, since atom is electrically neutral. N is the number of neutrons. How we can calculate N? Using the rule A equals Z plus N. So N equal A minus Z equal 4 minus 2 equal 2 neutrons. Here there is an exercise like the exercises of the official exam. Sodium atom is represented by the nuclide Na1123. Number 1. Name the fundamental particles in the atom. أكيد in general. Name means there is no justification. The fundamental particles are protons, electrons, and neutrons. Number 2. Give the name, the signification, and the symbol of each of the two numbers 11 and 23. Also give doesn't need any justification. The answer is 11 is the atomic number. This is the name. Which is the number of protons. This is the signification. And its symbol is Z. Whereas 23 is the mass number, which is the number of nucleons. Number of nucleons is number of protons and number of neutrons. Its symbol A. Number 3. Specify the number of electrons of sodium atom. Specify ends with Fy. This means it needs justification. Number 3, the answer is the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons in an electrically neutral atom. We should write in an electrically neutral atom. The number of electrons equal number of protons equal Z equal 11 from part 2. 4. Indicate the place of the electrons in the atom. Indicate means without justification. So number 4, the answer is the electrons are placed in the electron cloud. 5. Calculate the number of neutrons of sodium atom. Means with calculation. Means using the rule which is A equals Z plus N, where A is mass number, Z is atomic number, equal number of protons, equal number of electrons, equal 11 in a neutral atom, and N is the number of neutrons. We should make a small explanation about each symbol in this rule. So, number of neutrons equal N equal A minus Z. A is equal to 23, Z is equal to 11. So, N equal 23 minus 11 equal 12 neutrons. Please write this exercise after the details on your chemistry notebook.